Good afternoon, welcome here to Kingspan Breffni Park in County Cavan. A massive day on the Camogie calendar is two Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Camogie semi-finals, and the places in Croke Park will start to get filled between this game live view on the official Camogie YouTube page and also another double-header in Glenesk O'Connor Park in Tullamore. It is Premier Junior and Intermediate. Later on here in Kingspan Breffni Park we'll have Antrim against Meath in the Intermediate semi-final, but our opening game coming up in about 7 minutes time at 1 o'clock is Armagh against Roscommon in the Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie semi-final. I'm Darren Kelly, delighted to be joined in the commentary box by Ivan Smith. Two Ballinasloe boys shared an All-Ireland semi-final, but for Ivan, these two teams, as I mentioned there, Croke Park is the prize, getting to an All-Ireland final, but they're two teams with plenty of history against each other.
Oh, absolutely, Darren. They played 3 times this year, 8 times since the start of 2024, so it has been, they definitely would be familiar with each other anyway. I know the results have gone Armagh's way in the past, but I suppose when it's an All-Ireland semi-final, these type of games can take on a life of their own, especially if a team gets an early goal, gets the momentum. So it is going to be, I'm really looking forward to this. I think this could be one of the games of the weekend if both teams produce the levels that we know they're capable of producing. So looking at it, like both sides have the big hitters out. You're looking at Rachel Traynor for Armagh, Sinead Quinn, who seems to always play well against Roscommon, Rachel Fitzmaurice on the opposite side. So I think there's a lot to look forward to here today. Look forward to it.
We're going to be joined by Ciara Hayes as well in the commentary box in just a moment. We'll get her set up. Let's run through the two teams just while we're doing all that. We will start with Armagh, and the Armagh team have one change from the side that was announced during the week, and coming into the team, Emer Hayes replacing Emer McGeary, but it's still 3 changes from the side that beat Wicklow in their last group game, as Maeve O'Hare is named at cornerback, Emer O'Kane at wing back, and Katie Convey is in midfield. So the Armagh team in full: Kerry Devlin in goal, full back line of Michelle McCone, Gemma McCann and Maeve O'Hare. Emer O'Kane is 5, Fiona Loughlin 6 and Alana McEntee at 7, Katie Convey 8, Ciara Hill 9, Niamh Falker is at 10, Karina Doyle is 11, and Emer McGeary, Emer Hayes at 18, and then an inside line of the captain, Rachel Traynor 13, Sinead Quinn 14 and Ciara Gagan is 15. That is the Armagh team on our screen, which we'll go over to Roscommon in just a moment. And we'll do that very, very quickly. And this is the Roscommon team. They have just one change from the side that came up just short against Cavan the last day. Grace Jones coming into the team and instead of Una Kelly. And it's Michaela Finneran in goal, a full-back line of Michelle Rogers, Amy O'Connor and Anna Hussey. The half-back line, Erin McDermott 5, Grace Garrity 6 and Sinead Mannion 7. Sally Bulger at 8, Orla Conley 9. The captain, Rachel Fitzmaurice, wears number 10. Sarah Dooley is 11, Grace Jones at 12, and the inside line of Alana Sutton 13, Anya O'Mara 14 and Caitlin Egan at 15. So they are the two teams, and they're delighted to be joined by Ciara Hayes as well in the commentary box. Ciara, just go back to the Armagh team as well. Look, it was a big victory against Wicklow the last day, a big win against Roscommon previously. I think both teams will have a kind of wonder where their form is based on their run-in, but the most important thing is that they are here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both teams would be delighted to be here at the semi-final stage, and and going back to the the league final, this is going to be a completely different game. Roscommon closed the gap in Armagh in the championship game, so this game's going to go right to the wire, I think.
It will go right to the wire. Indeed, there was only 6 points between them in the league, and Ivan, just bringing yourself back in there as well. We were even talking off air beforehand. Armagh 7 out of 7 against Roscommon, 3 out of 3 this season between league and championship. They did take a 13-point defeat the last day, but as Ciara touched on, this is what they would have focused on. They started with 3 wins. Again, Roscommon hurts nowhere there.
Exactly, and you look at the Cavan game the last day as well. They were 4-4 to 1-1 up after 25 minutes. Played probably the best 25 minutes of hurling or camogie they played all year. So I think for Roscommon, I think they had a bad second half against Armagh. I think against Cavan they probably just tried to protect what they had a little bit too early in terms of just dropping when maybe sticking to giving Rachel Fitzmaurice and Anya O'Mara a quick ball is maybe the way to go. But if you're going to have that happen to you, have it happen to you in the group stage. Because now there is no second chances now, so they can learn from that, I'm sure. And I do think this will be a lot closer than what people might think based off the group game we saw in the league final. I think you'll be looking at something similar along those lines. I think it'll be well contested until the end.
There are two counties that put so much into their camogie as any county will, whether it's senior or intermediate and all that. Armagh have gone into their huddle. They are getting themselves in position. And Ciara, just for yourself very, very quickly, we know some of the talent of the Armagh forwards. They were All-Ireland champions in 2020. They've competed in at least 2 more since as well. like they look like they're going against the wind in the first half. If I'm looking, my apologies. Armagh attacking left to right. They'll have the wind in the first half, and it's important on their side of things that they punish Roscommon early.
Yeah, absolutely. Armagh will be looking at a good start here, and they looked at obviously Roscommon and Cavan as well. They'll know that Roscommon started really well against Cavan too, so they're going to try and cut that out as well. The Armagh inside forward line is very, very dangerous, and if they get good ball in, they'll do serious damage. But again, I just think it's going to be a tight game here today.
A tight game. And Ivan, very quickly, just before we have to throw in here as well, Roscommon against the wind. They've tried sweepers before to little effect. What can they do in this first half to limit Armagh?
I think it's winning that middle third battle. I think it's something they haven't always done against Armagh in the past. Get control of that middle third, then you can get the ball inside, and then if you go 3-on-3 inside, you have the people there who can beat a defender, who can win their own primary possession. But I think that midfield battle is going to be huge today. It's
going to be huge, and you can see the midfielders on your screen. The referee for this game is Simon Redmond from Dublin. The standby referee, and on the line is Paul O'Neill from Antrim. Line 2 is Ben Locke from Down, and Brian Deering from Carlow is the fourth official. The ball is thrown in, the game is on, and the Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie semi-final is underway here in Kingspan Breffni Park in County Cavan. And Armagh trying to get off to a good start here. The pass in towards Katie Convey, one of the three changes, comes in, goes for the shot, puts the ball over the bar. Kira Hayes, an excellent start for Armagh.
Yeah, fantastic start there. Just that's what you want, just to settle the nerves. Great wee ball off there. Katie Convey coming flying through from midfield, pops it over the bar. So yeah, great start for Armagh.
I might have made an error there myself. The ball might have gone to the left and wide. There's no change in the scoreboard there. We'll check that in just a moment. So it remains 0-0 in the scoreboard, and I think we just assumed it was gone over the bar, but it looked like it gone to the left and wide. So no score there at the moment. It's Armagh 0, Roscommon 0. Apologise for the errors. Emer O'Kane takes possession and moves it up the field, but it's cut out by Grace Garrity, played in the centre-back role for Roscommon. Often places a wing forward, goes down in towards the corner. They would love to get the opening score with the Connacht side here as well. Important for them, they've won the free. Looks like Alana Sutton is the player that has won that free, and this will be an opportunity for Orla Conley to come up the field for Roscommon, and we'll keep a double extra eye on this to make sure that this goes over the bar. Will this be the opening score of the game? 70 seconds gone in the contest. Of course, if you have any comments, what you see, do send us a message on the official Camogie YouTube page. But we are watching Orla Conley from the Oran Club in County Roscommon against the wind in the first half, but conditions absolutely superb for Camogie. And Orla Conley gets ready to take the free, looks at the post. We'll watch the umpires this time. They like it on this occasion. The ball has gone over the bar. 2 minutes into the game, Ivan, and Roscommon lead by 1-0.
Yeah, it's the perfect start for Roscommon there. I think noticeable they're keeping 3 inside even against the wind, and you saw what Alana Sutton could do when she won possession.
Lana Sutton wins the ball, and it's Orla Conley who puts it over the bar. So Roscommon 1 point, Armagh no score, and Armagh in possession through Ciara Hill. And Ciara Hill trying to find a way inside 2 Roscommon defenders, and Roscommon win back possession on this occasion. And it's number 5, Erin McDermott, with the ball on her own 45-metre line. Wins the free as well, gets the nod from the match official. And Roscommon will get another opportunity through Orla Conley to try and launch an attack. Again, as we mentioned, Roscommon have not beaten Armagh. 7 out of 7 over the last 3 seasons. 3 out of 3 this year, but down to that corner where reaped the benefits the last time in the direction of Alana Sutton. And Alana Sutton trying to get inside Maeve O'Hare. Turns inside outside the 40-metre arc. Goes for a shot at the post and puts it over the bar. Ivan Smith, another score for Roscommon, 2-0.
Yeah, another score, and once again, it's the diagonal ball inside. It's about the quality of ball. It's interesting that, as we've mentioned, Roscommon are playing the 3 inside, but Rachel Fitzmaurice is staying as the wing forward. I thought she might be one of the 3, but that is the risk. You do take a risk when you push up, because Armagh can get in behind here.
Sinead Quinn is on the move here for Armagh, but she go low with a shot as it was blocked there by a defender. Might break out here for Rachel Traynor. Many will know her as Mary. She puts it over the bar. This time I'm double checking. This time it's a score. Ciara Armagh are off the mark.
Yes, they definitely a score that time. Great score there from Rachel. But as Ivan said there, the ball over the top there worked a treat for Armagh, just kind of bypassing that middle third and hitting the half forward line into Sinead Quinn as well in full forward. So I suppose Roscommon will be watching that maybe over the top. But Roscommon are getting that ball inside very early as well. And, it shows there's 2 scores there. They can score rightly.
They've got the scores there at the moment anyway, so it's 2 points to Roscommon, 1 point to Armagh. 3.5 minutes gone here in Kingspan Breffni Park. Armagh winning a free there after a collision between two players. Ball goes down the left in the direction of Sinead Quinn. She wins the race there, has support around her, gives a pass inside in the direction of Emer Hayes. Emer Hayes wearing the number 18 jersey and are working her way inside here now. And tight defending there. The foul was committed by Sinead Mannion, I think it was. The umpire was signaling a 45, but the referee had already blown for a foul. So good work there by Emer Hayes. And this will be an opportunity now that you would assume Rachel Traynor will put this over the bar. And if she does, this will level the sides at 2 points apiece. Just to the left of the D here for Armagh. Rachel Traynor, I got to talk to her at the Central Camogie launch at the start of the year. She was looking forward to the championship. They've won a league title so far. She puts the ball over the bar. 4.5 minutes gone, Ciara, 2 points apiece.
Yeah, evenly matched as we expected here. Expect Rachel to be putting them over. That's what she does. That's her job. So yeah, look, let's see how this puck out goes.
So Michaela Finneran, she got married during the year too. Fallon was her maiden name. Since the ball out the field, another great custodian for Roscommon. The ball is won by Grace Jones. Grace Jones against Ciara Hill, and Ciara Hill was put in the challenge, illegally so, says the official from Dublin. And it's going to be start with Orla Connolly, very influential in the early stages of this game. Sends the ball down the left. She's in better contacts than that. Armagh win the ball back, and they're moving the ball down the right hand side of the field, sent in towards the danger area. The referee had spotted an infringement there beforehand. Is he having a word with Grace Jones? And it looks like it will be, so we'll go back for an Armagh free. I didn't quite see that. I don't know if any of you spotted it.
Katie Convey, I suppose, done well there. Came across, kind of won that ball, and she kind of just broke the tackle. I think, number 12, Grace Jones, just kind of, just suppose, try to defend her, but yeah, I just suppose the foul was committed. So yeah, free in for Armagh.
So a tick-in for the Roscommon number 12. Armagh launching an attack again there, and Roscommon just under a bit of pressure as Armagh settle into the game. Anna Hussey, the player of Roscommon, a great block down there by Emer Hayes for Armagh. Roscommon have managed to hold on to possession and to bring it outside the 45-metre line, down in the direction of the attack. This right flank has been kind to Roscommon in the early stages. They're moving in towards the centre on the 45-metre line. This is Anya O'Mara with the red and white helmet, out to Rachel Fitzmaurice, who was part of the team that were in the All-Ireland final in 2015. Now it's Sarah Dooley trying to move her way in closer there. This is good by Roscommon. If they can make a counter, we're back with Anya O'Mara. And Armagh are not giving any space. They're making it as difficult as they can, and the Armagh defence have done absolutely superb on that occasion. The danger is not averted yet. The referee did spot a chop down, so it will be a free out. You have to admire the defending there, Ciara.
Yeah, that was fantastic defending. I actually thought it was going to end up a score for Roscommon there. I found it very open in the back line for Armagh when Roscommon attacked there, but they done well to get back. Katie Convey coming back from midfield again, done superb there to win that free.
So a free out for Armagh. How important will that turnover be? Can Armagh punish it with a score? Sinead Quinn just losing the race with the ball. It goes out over the far side of the field, and it'll be a Roscommon ball. Roscommon started the championship with a victory against Tyrone, Kildare and Wicklow. They were guaranteed their place in the semi-finals. A bad day out for them against Armagh in round 4, 2-17 to 1-7. But even though they only went down by 4 points to Cavan in round 5, they surrendered a 12-point advantage in that game. They'll want to build up a lead here again to try and get one over Armagh. But Armagh are getting going. This is Niamh Falker. Niamh Falker outside the 40-metre line. Roscommon are getting the bodies in there as well. But the Armagh wing forward has done well to maintain a bit of control, trying to find Karina Doyle. She wears number 11, back to Niamh Falker. And the ball will go out towards the right, and this might fall into Rachel Mary Country. The trainer lets the ball off, and it was dropped for Armagh moving in. And Roscommon very, very quick to react through Anna Hussey. And Anna Hussey will bring it up towards the 45-metre line. Just lost a bit of control of the ball, but had the wherewithal to knock it forward to Orla Connolly. Orla Connolly with possession on the 65-metre line in towards the attack. Armagh will need to be careful here because Anya O'Mara has possession of the ball, and Anya O'Mara is turned inside. Roscommon have an opportunity here, a chance of shot, but going back for a free. But Ivan, I think the sting was taken out of that shot just at the last moment.
Yeah, in fairness to Anya O'Mara, she did everything right, but that retreat in Armagh defence once again does very well there under pressure. But there are good signs when Roscommon played that quick low ball inside that they are able to win it and get on the turn. Also at the opposite end though, Armagh do look a goal threat, and I think Rachel Traynor feels that she had a flick across her wrist there. She tried to play the pass, but it's very open in fairness. I think it looks as if both teams are hungry for goals, so That's always good for us as spectators.
We're just watching here Rachel Traynor at the moment, and of course a massive player for Armagh. 14 years she's represented the Orchard County, and of course comes from good lineage. Her mother Rosemary won an All-Ireland with Monaghan as well, and our congratulations to Monaghan on winning the Nancy Murray Cup last week. They beat Mayo in that final, but she is okay and fit to continue. And we're going to go back. The referee having a quick word with these officials. I just wanted to see, did they spot anything untoward outside of the flick there that Ivan was on about? We're going back for the free here for Roscommon. Orla Connolly with a score in the game so far, set up the second one. Can she put this over the bar? 9 minutes gone in this Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie semi-final. The first place in Croke Park is August up for grabs. Orla Connolly puts the ball over the bar, and it's 3 points to 2 favouring Roscommon, Ivan.
Yeah, so Orla Connolly got 5 points against Armagh, but I think what she's done really this year is how effective she is in open play as well. She's definitely come on a lot playing with UL in college, and you can see the benefit that exposure's had on her game.
Big challenge on Rachel Traynor there, but Karina Doyle is focusing on the ball. She's good control, be a great score if she gets it, and she does get it. And an excellent score there, Ciara, because Rachel Traynor looked like she was fouled. Karina Doyle just kept on with the job, gets the equaliser 3-0.
Absolutely great score there, especially from that tight angle by Karina. You know, and she's dangerous when she gets the ball, and like going back to that last time, you know, Rachel had popped her off a ball there, and she kind of fumbled it, so she'd been disappointed with that. So it was a good response from Karina to get that score.
Good response. The game is really starting to pick up. Rachel Fitzmaurice winning the ball for Roscommon, sends it down towards Anya O'Mara, and Anya O'Mara trying to find a way inside too. That's a great match up there between herself and Gemma McCann, but Anya O'Mara gets the score for Roscommon. We've had 3 scores in less than 60 seconds. Ivan, Roscommon lead 4-3.
Yeah, it's really good. Well, again, you're looking at Anya O'Mara, looks a real threat when that ball's played in front of her on the ground. So it's just interesting to see, can Roscommon keep that supply possession inside? That's probably been an issue in recent games. Anya O'Mara always looks good when she gets the ball, but can you keep feeding her?
Sally Bulger there was judged to have taken too many steps. She slammed the hurl on the ground, and the referee Simon Redmond has brought it right in towards the 20-metre mark, and this will be another big score for Armagh as well, because Rachel Traynor in front of the post, you would assume, will take the score now. It's certainly in tempting country, Ciara.
Yeah, absolutely, but I think she'll just take her.
She
close.
just did enough to tease.
Close,
it's gone over the bar.
Absolutely.
11 minutes into size level 4-all.
Roscommon will be disappointed with that, because, you know, the score, you know, the free originally might have been out of Rachel's range, you know, and I suppose then maybe answering back or whatever, that they've moved it up, you know, and they'll be disappointed with that discipline. But again, it's end to end here. There's just score for score. It's a very, very good start to the game. Very good start to the game, and very important as well, as you're saying there, to keep the discipline, because, you know, scores like that could be decisive at the end of this game. Grace Geraghty with the ball for Roscommon, sends it down in towards the attack, and again tight marking between Sarah Dooley and Fiona Loughran, the centre back for Armagh, wearing the number 6 jersey, but Roscommon have managed to hold on to the ball, and Sarah Dooley will send it out in the direction of the number 5, Erin McDermott, moving down towards the 45-metre line. Every ball being strongly contested, and a great summer Saturday here. Erin McDermott continues with the run. Is that going to go over the bar? It does go over the bar. Ivan, she did an awful lot of work with that herself, but did it well. Roscommon lead 5 points to 4.
Yeah, I think that's what Mary Gretton love as well. See, defenders running onto possession and driving the team forward. So I think that's what Roscommon probably have been missing at times, but in fairness, that's a super score. It's a real rousing score. But every time Roscommon has scored, Armagh found an answer. So we'll see, can they find another one here? It's been a close one there so far. They'll be level 3 times already. There might be level 4. Is it? Sinead Quinn on that occasion goes to the score. It's gone over the bar. And again, Ciara, no sooner though one of you get the mic, the other is taking it back. Yeah, it is literally end to end here. But I say, like, you know, we kind of pinpointed this at the very start. The ball from the puck out is going clean over the top of Roscommon's head, you know, and it's kind of playing into Armagh's hands there, because we're hitting Sinead Quinn there with that ball every time. So great score from Sinead. We'll have an update in the other quarter-final very, very shortly between Cavan and Kildare in the Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie semi-final, but Roscommon are moving down towards the attack as Grace Jones sends it in the direction of Anya O'Mara, and Anya O'Mara this time, Maeve O'Hare will try and deal with the threat of the Roscommon number 14, but Roscommon still have possession. There was Alana Sutton moving inside there with an opportunity. The ball goes into space. Armagh's defence needs to get alert very quickly, because the Primrose and Blue Roscommon are trying to find some gaps. We're 13 minutes gone in this contest. Anya O'Mara and another player wrestle each other to the ground. The referee says that it was the Roscommon player judged illegal, and again
even though Armagh are taking their chances, they're sometimes treading dangerously in defence.
Yeah, like Roscommon's got in over the top a few times as well, and as Ivan says, there's a serious goal threat for both teams, and I think it's only a matter of time before one of these teams gets a goal here. But look, Armagh defence done well again. Their Emer O'Kane done well to claim that ball and get a free out.
Ray Scarrity has heard a little bit of ball over the last couple of minutes, and she sends it down the left for Roscommon. Erin McDermott trying to knock it into space. Armagh were alert in this occasion. They were called the last time, and it's their number 5, Emer O'Kane, that wins the ball. Karina Doyle, number 11, and that might hold up for Rachel Traynor, or it could indeed for Sinead Quinn. The Armagh full forward up against 2 Roscommon players, 3 Roscommon players, nobody given any ground, and rightfully so. A great spectacle in Camogie in the early stages of this match. If you're just joining us on the Camogie Association YouTube page, its sides are level, 5 points apiece. They've been level on 4 occasions, and it's building up nicely for an All-Ireland semi-final here as Armagh continue trying to work the way through Sinead Quinn, and eventually I think it was Rachel Fitzmaurice, the captain of Roscommon, that comes back to win the ball, and she'll send it down in towards space. She was hoping to find Sarah Dooley, and Sarah Dooley has managed to get it, and space opens up here for Roscommon. Sarah Dooley, will she go for the shot? Sarah Dooley hits it high, hits it over the bar, and Roscommon go back in front. Ivan, great score from Sarah Dooley, but it was Rachel Fitzmaurice back in defence that set that up.
Yeah, just looking at it here, Darren, as well. Roscommon have had 6 from 6 shots, a goal, 6 points. You can't really ask for a whole lot more. They're probably going to need that shooting efficiency to be very high if they are going to probably pull off what people would regard as a slight upset. But you can see there, Sarah Dooley just took advantage of a slightly loose touch and put it over the bar. So a super score for her, and one that keeps Roscommon in front, and that they'll be very happy now playing against the wind, playing like this.
They certainly will, as well as they play actions around the middle of the park. We'll just give you an update on the other semi-final, and we'll give you that in just a second. Cavan have got an early goal, so it's Cavan 1-3, Kildare no score. If you're a Cavan or Kildare supporter, that game is also live on the Camogie official YouTube page, brought to you in association with Entry, as Dee Fokker down the far side of the field, attacking the goal to the right, sends it in towards Rachel Traynor. Rachel Traynor's being marked by Anna Hussey from Roscommon, and it's the Roscommon player with the red boots that wins the ball. That's a great take in the air there from Grace Jones, and now all of a sudden Roscommon are on the move and just lost control of the ball. Armagh will take it out again, but Roscommon are finding gaps. The only problem for Roscommon side of things is they're not making them count that much. They do lead in the scoreboard by 6 points to 5, but Armagh, are the first miss that we thought he got over the bar, have pretty much taken everything open to them. They have another opportunity for a score here, and the ball has gone wide. Says the umpire. The Armagh player, Ciara, was convinced that was over.
Yeah, that was Karina Doyle there, got away there, and again she's paced to burn, but she'll be disappointed now with that wide. Just see, kind of watching there, Roscommon brought Orla Connolly out there, for that puck out of Armagh's, and it was her then that set the attack up again for Roscommon. So maybe they've now copped on to the long ball going over the top. Orla Connolly came back there and swept it up, which was excellent.
Down the right hand side of the field, Rachel Fitzmaurice sends it down towards Alana Sutton, and Alana Sutton on the 45-metre line again into Anya O'Mara, and Anya O'Mara, Gemma McCann keeping very, very tight the Armagh number 3, but it's Roscommon number 14 forced out over the line, and Armagh will have a line ball. Of course, in Camogie, in defence, you can take a sideline cut from the hands if you wish, not in the attacking half of the field. Gemma McCann didn't waste any time taking that, and it could set up an Armagh attack, as it is Katie Convey involved in the action there as well. As scramble between 2 players, Armagh kicking along the ground towards Sinead Quinn, and Sinead Quinn getting away from Amy O'Connor, the fullback for Roscommon. Sinead Quinn will be another great score for Armagh. There's a goal! It's a goal for Armagh! Out of nothing, Sinead Quinn. She was going for the point, I think we'll accept that, but beautifully placed in the corner.
Yeah, she definitely was going for the point there. It was a fortunate goal for Armagh, but we'll take it. Great strike from Sinead, done well there, and Ciara Donnelly as well out in that wing to win that ball.
So Armagh 1-5, Roscommon 6 points. We've had the first goal of the game. Roscommon have threatened on a few occasions, not quite a clear-cut chance, but Armagh have taken theirs. Rachel Fitzmaurice sending it down towards Alana Sutton. The important thing now on the Roscommon side of things is to respond. She'll go for the shot at the post, and that's exactly what was needed. The Roscommon number 13 puts it over the bar. Back to a 1-point ball game, Ivan.
Yeah, that's the ideal way to respond. Just let Armagh know that you're not rattled. Of course, we've seen how good Armagh are when they get on top. So just an important score just to show that Roscommon are still very much a threat.
Armagh 1-5, Roscommon 7 points. This is great stuff. Both teams have come here to play and to entertain us so far. As Grace Jones in the maroon helmet sends it down in the direction of Anya O'Mara. Anya O'Mara is a player inside, just overhits the pass towards Sarah Dooley, and Kerry Devlin is out to receive this for Armagh, sending it out towards the corner towards Michelle McCone, and she'll send it down the right hand side of the fields, and Armagh trying to respond straight away. And Sinead Quinn will be full of confidence. She's covered all the 3 channels in this game, and she's won the ball. Was she taken down? The referee says she was. He might have awarded the full-back, he might not, but it's a free in for Armagh, Ciara, and another chance for them to double their lead.
Yeah, we done well there clearing that out of defence, you know, when Sinead got the ball. If she had got away there, I think Sinead has one thing in her mind: when she gets the ball, she goes for goal. I don't think it was deliberate. I think it was just a tangle of legs there. It was unfortunate from Roscommon, but I think they'll maybe take the point rather than Sinead going for goal there. So hopefully Rachel can put this over the bar.
Yeah, the referee just said a quick word with Amy O'Connor, just say, calm it down, all is good here, and we'll focus on Sinead Quinn. Sinead Quinn did score 1-4 against Roscommon in the league final earlier this year. She's gotten her goal in this game. But again, a bit of concern there always will be when some of your marquee players are having a bit of trouble. Just as we look at the clock, it says 19 minutes gone. Ciara, your overall assessment on the game so far?
Yeah, I think it's going exactly the way I kind of expected it to go. I knew it was going to be tight, you know, and I said this, you know, Roscommon has closed the gap, and like their game against Cavan, you know, they were very unlucky against Cavan too, who are big favourites. So, you know, I think both teams is very, very open. Both teams are going for hell for leather here, and it's a great, great game. Great game.
Sinead Quinn, also an Irish News All-Star in 2025, is back on her feet. She is good to go. And Rachel Traynor out on the right on the 40-metre arc as we approach the 20-minute mark, goes to the post. It looks good from our angle. The umpire goes to the white flag, and they double their lead 1-6-7.
Yeah, great score from Rachel again, but again, kind of expected of her. So yeah, fantastic. Just keep the scoreboard ticking over.
So Michaela Finneran to restart the action for Roscommon. 10 minutes to go to half time. The score in the other game is Cavan 1-5, Kildare 1 point. Cavan are looking good to go to Croke Park. Very hard to call who's in the advantage here, but Armagh leading the scoreboard. Karina Doyle on the move here now in the green and white helmet, gets to the 45-metre line. She'll go for the shot herself. Armagh are finding the radar. It goes over the bar. Karina Doyle 1-7-7.
Yeah, it was a great win in the middle of the park there by Emer Hayes, and then passed it off to Karina, who that was a fantastic score. Fantastic.
3 points between the teams for the first time in this game, a contest that's been level on 4 occasions. There's the goal between them. The referee was holding up. A substitution is going to be made here, and is it number 29 for Roscommon, Mairead Lohan. And Mairead Lohan, Ivan, on the field to play. I think there was injury concerns for her after picking up one against Armagh, but she is coming on for Amy O'Connor.
Yeah, she is Roscommon's first choice fullback. I think she picked up a knock in training just before the Cavan game, so she was supposed to play against Cavan. She wasn't aimed to play, she was supposed to play, but I think the programme had gone in and before she picked up her knock. So I suppose it's always a good sign if you're Sinead Quinn anyway, when your opposite numbers is being replaced and you've got someone new.
Especially so early in the game as well. Yeah. Michaela Finneran will restart the action, send it down the field now. Can that change inspire Roscommon to get back into this game? Armagh, another score now will give them a bit of control of this Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie semi-final. Armagh started off the campaign beating Kildare, but then suffered a 3-13 to 1-10 defeat to Cavan. Since then, Tyrone, Roscommon and Wicklow all fallen by big scores in each game, and they come into this game as the slight favourites. And Mairead Lohan from 4 roads will get her first touch of this game, sends it down, but it's Niamh Faulkner from Portmore that wins it back, and Niamh Faulkner sending it in. It might drop short. Will somebody be running in? Michaela Finneran can't waste with that ball, and no, she doesn't. She's the experience as well, sends it out the field. The 2 number 8s come to clash. It looks like Emer Hayes, number 18, that wins the ball, sends it down in towards the attack, and it's another opportunity here, the far side of the field. It was a Rachel Traynor that got that score. It's gone over the bar here.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic score from Rachel, and she'd be delighted that she's got 4 scores there from frees, but she'd be delighted to get a score from play there. So once again, fantastic work around the middle there. Emer Hayes picking up the ball alongside Katie Convey and ball into Rachel, so fantastic score.
Yeah, Emer Hayes seems to have pulled out a bit as kind of a third midfielder at the moment, and you touched on that earlier on. It's been working to advantage. She has set up the last 2 scores.
Yeah, Emer's naturally a defender, so she's playing out in that half forward line, but she's obviously out there in the around that middle third. You kind of make that midfielder, so it's working well at the minute.
Caitlin Egan is the number 15 for Roscommon on your screen. I don't know if she was going for the shot of the plate inside. She probably would have been better advised to have a pop, but the referee had spotted a foul, and an opportunity here for Roscommon just to settle things down. There's a lot of camogie to be played. 23 minutes gone in the contest. 4 points between the teams. Orla Connolly, a real stand-up for Roscommon this year. 125 she had in the championship coming into this game. She's already landed a couple of scores in the contest so far. The free will be out in the 45-metre line, and this now to bring it back to a one-goal game in the early stages. You might just see the Roscommon manager, Mary Graham, at the bottom left of your screen as well, but our eyes are on the player with the green and yellow helmet and the white boots, Orla Connolly. And Orla Connolly getting ready to take this free as Breffni Park goes silent in respect of the free taker. Orla Connolly with it. Is it going to hold its trajectory? It does. It came back in. It goes over the bar. Ivan, I know it's early stages, but it was a score that Roscommon probably needed.
Absolutely, and I think it's interesting as well. Alana Sutton has been now picked up by Michelle McCone, and Maeve O'Hare swapped out to Caitlin Egan there. So I think it's a good sign for Alana Sutton that, as we mentioned with Sinead Quinn, getting your marker swapped, the same things happen the other end to an extent. So I think you can see attacks are very much on top here, and both sides look extremely dangerous whenever they get ball in hand.
Sarah Dooley out on that right. The Roscommon have done a lot of damage in the early stages of the game. Has possession, turns the marker, now comes inside. She'll send it across. I think she was trying to pick out Anya O'Mara, was just behind her. And, well, Armagh have not dealt with it. Anya O'Mara's had the ball. She shouldn't have had, because Grace Jones is inside. Grace Jones, chance for Roscommon, puts it over the bar. They could have got more out of the Hyven, but at least they got something.
Exactly. If you can't get first prize, make sure you take second. Good score again for Roscommon. Nice response. I think that'll please Mary Grattan, is the fact that they've had a few bumps in the road, but they're not falling away. I think the second half against Armagh in the championship would have hurt them. So, but I think they're showing a lot of steel here to keep sticking in against an Armagh side who are really starting to perform well now too.
And of course the thing there as well, so Orla Connolly, has she been fouled there? We're going to, or the free in. Is it?
Yeah, it's free in for Armagh.
Free in for Armagh there. Just didn't see the decision at the moment. But the point, you just touching the point you're making there, as we get ready for Rachel Traynor to take this. As we said at the start, Armagh have the wind, and it's stiff enough here, even if conditions are absolutely perfect for the game. Oh,
absolutely. Yeah, I think Roscommon would be delighted if they're 2 points, if they could hold this deficit till half time. I think 2 points, 3 points, I don't think it would harm them. But I do think that Armagh are such a good team that they're well able to play against the wind as with it as well. So it will be a factor, but of course, the wind doesn't win you matches. It
doesn't. And even Ciara taking that point with your players like Rachel Traynor, she can do that with the wind, against the wind. Big score for Armagh, 199 points.
Yeah, Rachel's a fantastic free taker, so she is. You're going to give her that opportunity, she is going to take them, so every point's crucial here.
Every point is crucial. It's been over the course of the game, and again it's that goal from Sinead Quinn, the difference between the teams. Speaking of the devil, there she is, sending the ball in towards the attack, and it looks like this. Number 15, Ciara Gagan, trying to work her way inside, looking for support. It comes back to Sinead Quinn. Sinead Quinn on the left-hand side of the field. She will go for the score. Will it be accurate is the question. The umpires seem to like it. It has gone over the bar. 26 minutes gone, and Armagh hit back with 2 in a row.
Yeah, that was a fantastic point by Sinead. She actually set it up originally, the ball into Ciara, and then Ciara popped it back off to her again, coming running through. So fantastic score by Sinead.
Armagh 110, Roscommon 9 points, 26 minutes gone in the first half of this Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie semi-final here in Kingspan Breffni Park. These two sides did meet at this stage in the same venue last year. Armagh victorious on that occasion as well. The battle for possession continues. They went down to Laois in the All-Ireland final in Croke Park. They'll be determined to get back there and have a go. But Roscommon haven't been in Croke Park in Camogie in 11 years, when they also went down to Laois back in 2015. Down the left-hand side of the field, again the battle for the players. People just throwing hurls in there anywhere. Grace Jones with the ball, 50 yards out from the goal, gives the pass to the captain Rachel Fitzmaurice, and Rachel Fitzmaurice tried to pick out a ball towards Caitlin Egan, and it was won by the centre back Fiona Loughran for Armagh. She says thank you very much, and Armagh will launch another attack down the far side of the field, and those two leading knights, the terrible twins if you want, Sinead Quinn and Rachel Traynor. Sinead Quinn sends the ball inside for Karina Doyle, and Karina Doyle there, can she get the space here? Now the player inside, opportunity here for Ciara Gagan. They didn't get the touch on it. I think she was hooked, or definitely a mini block for Roscommon. One way or the other, the ball goes officially wide. Bar the goal, the best goal chance Armagh have had in this match.
Yeah, that was actually a great team. They started right from the back line there from Fiona Loughran, intercepting that ball and playing it out. And great crossfield ball across the pitch there. But Ciara will be disappointed with that, especially a player of her calibre who's used to scoring plenty of goals should be disappointed with that. But look, Roscommon got the block in and the hook, so they done well. They'll be happy with that.
They'll be happy with that. I was actually getting ready to mark down the goal, but I learned my lesson here in the Roscommon ways. When it was speaking to Sinead Quinn again, down the left-hand side of the field, and Sinead Quinn, she's been pulled. It's a clear free in, and Roscommon are starting to feel the pressure of this Armagh attack. We're going to go back for the free in, which Rachel Traynor will take. Ciara, it's early stages in this match, but at the moment, Sinead, it's all about Sinead Quinn, isn't it?
Yeah, the Roscommon are finding her hard to handle here, and I'd say it's only going to be a matter of time before a card's shown, because you can only do so many fouls, and the referee's ticking away in his little book. So, look, Sinead will be happy with that. That'll get her confidence up, and she'll know if she keeps running at them, the score will come. So she's doing all right so far.
2 minutes to go to half time. We're watching Rachel Traynor here for Armagh on your screen, going for the post. The umpires go for the white flag. 29 minutes gone in this game. It is 1-11 to Armagh, 9 points to Roscommon. Again, they're just gradually building up that lead.
Yeah, Armagh will be happy enough with that now. They've kind of settled into this game, and they're kind of just popping off the points. But look, Roscommon again, they're disciplined. We're giving Rachel all those opportunities for points. Like, she's hit 6 points there from frees, so they'll be looking to stop that in the second half,
They'll need to stop that indeed, because those frees could prove costly in the end. They're very much in the match, and with that win to come in the second half, one big goal. They've threatened a few goals of Roscommon. They might threaten another one here as the ball is hit along the ground down inside the 45-metre line. Look at this for a battle between Caitlin Egan and Maeve O'Hare, and it's the defender for Armagh that wins the ball down the field, and again all of a sudden it's in dangerous territory. Sinead Quinn flicks it out, just maybe put a bit too much purchase into the pass to Rachel Traynor. Rachel will have a go herself, get this land over the bar. It's going to drop towards the goal. Ciara Gagan was coming in, and Roscommon need to be careful to get this out. Armagh certainly enjoying their best spell of the match so far. Anna Hussey was the centre back Grace Garrity, but either way Roscommon have gotten the ball out the field. It was Grace Garrity that brought it away, and now down the far side of the field, and Roscommon will try and do something, but the ball goes out over the line, the far side of the field. It is going to be an Armagh ball as we approach the 30-minute mark. We'll keep an eye on the fourth official to see how much at a time will be played at the end of the first half. 5 points between the teams. We can tell you Kildare are mounting a bit of a mini comeback in the other semi-final. It's now Cavan 1-5, Kildare 4 points. They are 24 minutes gone in their game. That's also live on the Camogie Association YouTube page. But Armagh trying to create another attack, and Mairead Lohan did well there to win the ball for Roscommon. Finds a teammate. The teammate is Grace Garrity. 2 additional minutes we're hearing at the end of the first half. We have started those about 20 seconds in. Orla Conley with the ball for Roscommon, moving down the right hand side of the field, down towards Alana Sutton, and the battle there is coming back is Michelle McCone, the corner back for Armagh, putting the pressure on the Roscommon corner forward. There's 2 Roscommon players in there, but none of them can get the ball out from the ruck. They've eventually managed to win it through Orla Conley. Orla Conley showed her assistance, comes in and gets the point. Orla Conley with a score. Ivan Smith, I didn't think they were going to get anything out of that. That's a massive score for Roscommon.
Oh, it's huge. Just before half time as well. I think 4 points wouldn't be the worst for Roscommon. Obviously, let's see, can they reduce it more, but that's a super score from Orla Conley. Probably Roscommon's best score of the game anyway.
10 points to Roscommon, 1-11 for Armagh. Can Roscommon get another score before the break? Grace Jones sends it down towards the attack. Sarah Dooley needed the first touch, the second might be okay. She goes for the shot, and Sarah Dooley puts it over the bar. The momentum in this game has been swinging multiple times. 2 in a row for Roscommon, a 3-point ball game.
Yeah, I think we've all been saying that this was likely to go down to the wire, and I think the first half's given an indication that it's heading that way anyway. Just some superb skill on both sides in both sets of attacks. It's really, it is what you want to see at this time of year.
The Armagh player just a bit slow getting back on her feet there at the moment. We're going to have a hold up and play as nearly the 2 minutes have been played. But Armagh 1-11, Roscommon 11 points. We have 23 scores in this first half of Camogie. And Ciara, just as we see how this develops here at the moment, I walked the pitch myself beforehand. The surface absolutely fantastic. I think, Ivan, you might double check this. I think we have 3 Armagh wides. I haven't noticed a wide myself for Roscommon. You're not in the head, you agree. The accuracy has been good, and even 1 or 2 of those misses were probably unlucky.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, both teams have missed very little. And as Ivan alluded to there, this game is end to end, and it's fantastic. It's a fantastic display of camogie, and both teams are just going hell for leather. As we said earlier, look, it's do or die here. You know what I mean? There's one team going out, and there's no second chances. So everybody knows what's at stake here.
Yeah, and everything is on the line here with Sculla, because one of these teams will be going to Crow Park, the other will be finishing up their championship campaign. But you can see on the screen there just a hold up at the moment, and our Armagh player receiving attention. I'm just can't see myself there, Ciara, if you can actually have a better view.
Karina Doyle, it's Karina Doyle has went down. I think just the way she landed that time, I suppose the ground is so hard now because of the weather. So it's a hard surface, so I think just the way she came down on her ankle.
She did. She was slow getting up. You could tell straight away she wasn't 100%. No doubt they'll assess that at half time. She got a big score for Armagh against Roscommon after a solo run in last year's All-Ireland semi-final, but this is very concerning for the player from Greenmore. Yeah,
it's not like Karina to stay down for too long, to be honest. She's a dual player, so she's hard as nails normally. So this is a bit concerning, all right. But look, Armagh have a strong bench, so there is plenty of girls here that can come on and do the business as well.
We'll see how that works out. They might try and get her to half time and assess it anyway, but she hasn't fully got mobilised yet, so we have played 3.5 minutes. I'd imagine we'll have another minute of camogie to play with the hold up there. She's limping badly, but this is going to be a Roscommon ball. We'll focus on the action and we look back at Karina Doyle in a bit as Orla Connolly sends the ball in down towards the attack, down towards Alana Sutton. Might come for Sarah Dooley. Sarah Dooley will go for a shot at the post. Armagh need to be careful. That was dropping down dangerously, but it drops over the bar in the 34th minute, Ivan. And it's 3 in a row for Roscommon. Nice score there from Sarah Dooley.
Yeah, I think Armagh could see where the free was going, but in fairness, when you played that low ball into the attack, I think Roscommon's touch up front's been really good. And I think now we're very much set up.
So all perfectly set up indeed. Just to say the referee has blown the half-time whistle. Armagh 111, Roscommon 12 points. It has been an absolutely fantastic game of camogie. Ivan Smith, first, your overall thoughts in the first half?
Yeah, I think both sides will be relatively happy. I think they're both performing near their top level. I think just for Armagh, they'll try and quieten Alana Sutton and Náinne O'Mara down a bit. Sarah Dooley's coming into it as well with the runs from deep, but I think there's plenty of encouragement for Roscommon with that win to come too. So I think we'll let our woman here set up the Armagh side. But I think from Roscommon they'll be pretty happy with where they're going.
Well, based on that, Ivan reckons Roscommon have a great chance. Ciara Hayes, your overall thoughts?
Yeah, as Ivan said, look, we knew this was going to be tight. When people talked during the week about, looking at Armagh going into an All-Ireland final, is this going to be their third in a row? Armagh wasn't looking past Roscommon. They knew the threat they would pose, and they knew they had narrowed the gap, so they know that this was going to be a tight game, and this is going to go just right to the wire, I feel. And regards to Armagh, they'll be happy too. Roscommon's came out hell for leather here, and we're still 111 to 12 points up. We haven't let Roscommon in yet for a goal, so they'll be happy with that defensively. I do think kind of Armagh needs to tighten up on Orla Connolly in the middle of the field. She's scored 4 now, and I do think we need to kind of watch her because she seems to be kind of dictating around that middle third. So to me, that's kind of the concern for Armagh would be number 9 Orla Connolly for Roscommon. But overall, I think Armagh will be happy enough here going into half time.
Well, a lot to look forward to in both dressing rooms, and a lot to talk about over the next 10 to 15 minutes or so. And we'll be back. We've highlights coming up here on the Camogie Association YouTube page, and we'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes time for live coverage of the Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie semi-final. We are expecting a tight one. We've gotten that. We've been expecting an entertaining one. We've certainly got that. And at half-time, it is all to play for leading into the second half. Just 2 points between the teams. Armagh 111, Roscommon 12 points. We'll be back shortly. Good afternoon, welcome back here to Kingspan Breffni Park as we get ready for the start of the second half of the Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie semi-final. Both teams are back on the field of play. We haven't spotted any changes of note from the sides that went in at half-time, and Ciara Hayes is the most important thing on our side of things before we throw the ball in. Karina Doyle is out there, looks okay.
Yes, absolutely, yes. I was kind of watching there to see if Karina came out, and she looks pretty good there on her feet, so yes, hopefully all's good there, yeah. I think the half-time break came at a good time for her too, just to go in and get it seen to and get settled again, so yeah.
As Ciara Hayes joining myself, Darren Kelly, we've Ivan Smith in the commentary box. We'll get Ivan's thoughts in a moment there, but we'll watch possession here. The ball is thrown in, the second half is underway. It's Roscommon attacking the goal to the right. The wind seems to have died down. There's still a bit of a breeze there, but maybe not as strong as it was in the first half. And we're moving down in towards the attack there now, and Armagh trying to get the opening score of the second half, and it's Sinead Quinn again with possession, gives the pass inside for Katie Convey, and Katie Convey, can she work a bit of space there? Roscommon defending resiliently there because they've had to, and Armagh send the ball back towards the 45 for Karina Doyle. Yeah, she's moving well there, as Ciara said. Karina Doyle with the shot, but if ever was a doubt about a player, that was dispelled. Great score from Karina Doyle, great start for Armagh.
Yeah, she'd kind of be delighted with that. That's a good confidence booster for her. Great score just from the throw-in, so yep, good work.
It's 1-12 to Armagh, 12 points to Roscommon. Ivan Smith, we'll just get your thoughts there. Both teams unchanged. Roscommon will be disappointed to concede the score. They didn't make it easy for Armagh.
No, it could have been worse, in fairness, with Katie Convey coming through there. We all know how good she is off the first step, but in fairness to Roscommon, good scramble defence. Just curious to see how they stop that supply ball into Sinead Quinn in the second half, because they probably are going to need to curb her influence. 1-2 so far, and she's also had a hand in plenty of scores outside of that.
Orla Connolly starting the attack here now, trying to find Rachel Fitzmaurice, who's covered an awful lot of ball on the right flank over the course of the first half. But you can see the number 7, Alana McEntee, for Armagh in the mix there as well. And the breaks have worked out in Armagh's favour, and it's won by Emer Hayes, who's been pulled there as the official. It's a free out for Armagh, and Armagh will be thinking here, based on the conversations we've had about the elements, get a couple of scores here, but double digits between them. Sinead Quinn can score them. Green flags or white flags, she'll take either here. She's sent it cross. Oh, it actually might work out for Rachel Traynor. It's again, it's a goal. I thought for a moment she made the wrong decision, but who am I to question Sinead Quinn or Rachel Traynor? Rachel might have needed a couple of attempts. Ciara Hayes can put that over the line, but Armagh have gotten their second goal to 11 to 12 points.
Yeah, I thought the same myself. I thought, oh God, put it over the bar, but look, it worked out there, and we just got it over the line, nothing more. But yeah, fantastic.
Armagh have come out here determined to put this semi-final to bed, and they're getting off to a good start. Karina Doyle is on the move again, down towards the centre. Karina Doyle is the players left, right and centre. Ciara Gagan here with an opportunity, goes for the shot. It's another score for Armagh. 2 minutes gone in the second half. Armagh have scored 1 goal and 2 points, and it is 13 to 12 points.
Yes, great start here in the second half by Armagh. You can see kind of the attitude of the Armagh players here. Every time we've got a score here, they're pumping the air. So they've obviously, a lot's been said here at half time, and they seem to be up for this second half.
The scoreboard hasn't changed here in Kingspan Breffni Park. Just double checking that we are right. It was 111 to 12 at half time. We're all agreeing here is 213 to 12 points. So that's what we're going with here, as you can see on your scoreboard on your screen. And we'll seek a confirmation of that in basically if we're wrong on our side of things. But we'll watch the attack here at the moment, and we'll watch Katie Convey, and Katie Convey down the left hand side of the field goes for another shot for Armagh, and that ball has gone over the bar. That's another score for them. 3 minutes gone. Ciara Hayes, I have a 214 to 12 points.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's 1-3 now from Armagh. So yeah, they'll be happy with that start now.
So the referee having a word with Roscommon defender there, so it looks like we're going to get a first yellow card on the game. Roscommon really under pressure, Ivan, and you know they're finding it hard in these early stages. Yeah,
Sally Bulger got booked there, but I think it's just a sign of the way Armagh have just been pretty relentless since coming out. It's probably the last thing Roscommon needed with that win, just to needed that settled start, just to keep themselves in a test Armagh's nerve, which we all know Armagh are capable of these spurts. Now it's just all about trying to get the ball in Roscommon players' hands and seeing can they engineer an easy score.
Katie Convey with the pass to Emer Hayes, and Emer Hayes will send it down in towards the direction of Ciara Gagan. The number 15 looks like she's playing a full forward for the start of the second half. Roscommon have players back there as well. 4 minutes gone in this period. Emer Hayes wins possession back, gives it back to Karina Doyle. Karina Doyle with a shot at the post. You heard a yes from a supporter already. It's got in. It's a goal. It's a goal. A goal for Armagh. It's another goal here now. And the scoreboard has been corrected in Kingston Park. The third goal is up 3-14 to 12 points.
Yeah, another opportunist goal there. I think, Creana was going for a point, but look, we'll take it. A great bit of work there around the middle. Kind of Emer Hayes played it in there. Kira Gagan kind of played it off, and Creana got her score. So look, we'll take these goals when they come.
3-14 to Armagh, 12 points to Roscommon. What a start to the second half when everything confirmed. 2-3 to no score for Armagh in the opening 4.5 minutes of the second half. And we'll see what Roscommon can do. Here we get Ivan's thoughts on the start of this half again in a moment. But Armagh have just came out here like a team possessed in getting back to an All-Ireland final in Croke Park. Fianna Loughran sends the ball down past the 45-metre line. The breaks are just working out for the Orchard County at the moment. And the girls in orange are determined to take advantage of it here. Roscommon need to be careful. Sinead Quinn just couldn't get her hands on that ball. Roscommon clear it. Navo here tries to get a touch. Alana Sutton was working away inside, but Armagh just making the breaks right at the moment. This is Alana McEntee outside the 45-metre line. Sends it down towards the attack. Sinead Quinn has gotten possession, gets away from her 8 low, and the space is opening up here now. And Sinead Quinn comes in, puts the ball over the bar. Another score for Armagh. Kira Hayes, could you imagine a better start to the second half?
Oh, absolutely fantastic. I see Roscommon's making changes here. So, look, a good sign from Armagh. They need to keep this going, though, and push on. Fianna Loughran done fantastic there, played that ball into Sinead Quinn, and she's getting that wee bit more space now as well. And when Sinead gets space, she'll score.
So there's 2 changes for Roscommon. We can tell you Tara Nocton is on the field of play and Hazel Kelly. I've seen Sinead Mannion going off, and the second player just going off there at the bottom of your screen, as you can see, is it Michelle Rogers? No, it's Sally Bulger going off there. Thanks a million to Ivan for that. Ivan, Roscommon needed to do something here and try and curtail this Armagh momentum very, very quickly.
Yeah, in fairness, Mary Graham isn't the one who's afraid of going to the bench. They did need to do something, as you said. I think they just need to get a bit more width into their play, and we mentioned the middle third before the game. They're just starting to lose out there now after doing so well the first half.
And the attempted clearance there from Grace Garrity doesn't materialise. Armagh breaking it down, and Roscommon just trying to get the ball away from their goal, just trying to get a score, get settled down. There's still a lot of time in this Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie semi-final. It doesn't look like it at the moment. If you're a Roscommon supporter in particular, 12 points between the teams, but we've seen 12 points change in matches many, many times. Just thinking the Wicklow footballers in the Talta Cup final against Down last week. This is Niamh Falker, but Niamh Falker drops short. Nobody pushing in. Michaela Fenneran with the ball. The Roscommon goalkeeper sends it out the fields, and now what can the Rossies do with this as they move up towards the 65-metre line? The pass was Sarah Dooley. Sarah Dooley goes through the 265s, sends it in down towards the attack, down towards Anya O'Mara. They've tried to use her as much as they can in the game so far, but Armagh getting wise to that, not making the space. That being said, Anya O'Mara is not going to give up. Has the ball for Roscommon, surrounded by 4-5 Armagh jerseys, wanting to get the ball out the fields. This could be an opportunity here for Sarah Dooley to go for a shot at the post, but that's not going to be for Roscommon. Ivan, am I right in saying that's the first wide of the game for Roscommon?
Yeah, very first wide. It's been a sign of how accurate they are, but it's also a sign in the second half that we're 8 minutes in and it's their first shot at the goal. I think that's a sign of how well Armagh are defending and how much they're controlling the breaking ball now.
If you're only just joining us here on the Camogie Association YouTube page, at half time it was Armagh 111, Roscommon 12 points. Roscommon got the last 3 points of that period, but it has been all Armagh at the start of the second half. They've scored 2-4 unanswered, and another one from Creana Doyle dropping down underneath the goal, and of course Rachel Traynor taking a couple of touches, but she got the ball over the line for an Armagh goal, and they are now in control of this game, managed by PJ O'Bullen. Roscommon just need to get a score to try and get down to single digits. Anything is possible there. They have to be careful with the challenges. Good work by Katie Convey, and Katie Convey will send it towards the middle of the park. We were talking about wind. What do we know? It's all against the wind in this game, even if it's not that influential. Erin McDermott sends the ball down towards the goal, over hits it there. We're going to go back for the free. Nonetheless, and an opportunity here for Roscommon. Ivan, you'll know Orla Connolly better than I will. Is this within our range? Will she go directly for this, or can we be seeing this drop in the house and see what breaks might come of it?
I think it's maybe a little too far. I think she does have a good poke appearance. Okay, it's further back than what I thought. It's actually outside the 65. So in fairness, I think the wind will help her. This could go close, but maybe this could be one that where your full forward might have to be ready.
Well, we're just watching where all the Roscommon attackers are lining up at the moment here. The Armagh defenders, man for man, woman for woman, with their direct opponent here as Orla Connolly, probably Roscommon's most influential player in the first half. It looks like she might have it. Is it accurate is the question. It is. It goes over the bar. It has taken 9 minutes in the second half. But Roscommon have their score, Ivan, 13 points to 3-15.
What do I know? She distance and a bit more to spare on it. So fair play. It was a great. In fairness, a great strike. She caught her really well, and I think Roscommon needed that. You get the sense they're going to need goals, but you have to take your points too when they come about.
The Person Cup winner with University of Limerick, who well have been in the puck fodder the way she hit that ball. Hazel Kelly is the number 27 for Roscommon, manages to get the ball inside the 45-metre line. But Armagh just in the flow at the moment. Roscommon looking for another couple of scores. And Lana McEntee wrote an influence in this game. It's Rachel Fitzmaurice who sent it down towards the attack, looking for Anya O'Mara, and Gemma McCann using the wherewithal there to stop the space for the Roscommon forward. But that being said, Armagh can't afford to be careless. Roscommon have the ball again to pass out in the direction of Caitlin Egan. Caitlin Egan, when she go lower high, she gets the score of it. Nonetheless, Roscommon getting a bit of momentum back, Ivan, and it's 14 points to 3-15.
Yeah, Caitlin's first score of the day. That means 5 of the starting 6 Roscommon forwards have scored, 7 scores in total, which is good shooting spread across the board. I think Armagh have 6 themselves, so I think you're seeing both sides have a multitude of threats, and I think Caitlin's probably going to need to come into the game a bit more in the second half. She was very good in the league final, got a goal against Armagh in that Division 3A decider. So we've seen a lot of Alana Sutton. I think it's one of those where every player's going to have to step up now.
Ciara, just watching there, Kerry Devlin was on the ground, but she's now received a yellow card for a challenge there as well. Look, it's 2 points back against 2-4. Armagh won't be panicking so far, but I didn't spot that myself. But Roscommon just probed in the last couple of minutes.
Absolutely, yeah. Roscommon has kind of is a good response from Roscommon too. You know, from conceding those couple of goals. Look, Kerry not happy with that. She had possession of the ball coming out with it, and she lost possession, and they got a score from it. So you know, Armagh still needs to tighten up. And you kind of pay attention here. This game's far from over. Far from over.
10 points between the teams, but still 20 minutes of camogie to be played. We've just played 11 of the second half. Armagh 3-15. Roscommon 14 points as Roscommon try and create another attack. And we can tell you it's still 1-8 to 1-6 to Kildare. 6 minutes into the second half of the other semi-final. Also available on the Camogie Association YouTube page. Brought to you in association with Entry. Armagh are just getting the ire of the match official there at the moment. Is another player going to, well, I thought going into the book, but not to be. It's going to be a Roscommon free, and it's going to be Orla Connolly to take this. I won't ask even the same question again. We know the answer that we got it the last time. Can she get another score? This will be 3 in a row for Roscommon if this goes over the bar. Orla Connolly, 65 metres out. Is it going to travel? Will it stay accurate? Kerry Devlin already was getting ready to get another slayer. It's gone over the bar, and it's 3 in a row. 2 big frees, Ivan, there from Orla Connolly.
Yeah, super score. I suppose it cancels out one of the goals. She's going to need to be faultless pretty much from the place ball in the second half, and see, can Roscommon keep this pressure up and try and keep disrupting the Armagh puck out.
Armagh, though, again, still lead this game by 9 points. But Roscommon now are starting to respond after a disastrous start on their side of things. And they're starting to win those little breaks that weren't happening for them in the opening 5 minutes of the second half. Roscommon with possession in the middle of the park. Sound towards the right it goes, but again a battle for possession. And again, it's number 4, Maeve O'Hare, that wins the ball. Probably a ball she'd no right to win, but she won it nonetheless. Sends it down in towards the attack. And there's Sinead Quinn trying to find a way to get the ball into her hands. Has it on the 45-metre line, being well marked as you'd expect she would be. Sends it across the field towards Rachel Traynor. Rachel Traynor with possession there, getting away from the defender. Armagh just want to get a score and re-establish their dominance of this Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie semi-final. Bodies, reinforcements are coming in, and Armagh have plenty of options now to go for this. Ciara Hill is the player. She was having the word with the referee a moment ago, but she's the one that puts the ball over the bar. It feels like a famine, just 7 minutes since Armagh just scored, Ciara. But it's 3-16 to 2-15 points.
Yes, a long time coming, that next score there. But look, Armagh worked really hard there. Roscommon, I thought, was going to hold them out, but Ciara Hill just popped up there with a great score.
Great score by Ciara Hill, and it's back to a 10-point ball game. And it's Katie Convey with the ball down in the direction of Rachel Traynor. Rachel Traynor up against Anna Hussey. And Roscommon have managed to win the ball back, bringing it up towards the 45-metre line. Sarah Dooley in the yellow helmet, down towards Anya O'Mara. Rachel Fitzmaurice has the dummy. Takes the ball to pass in by Caitlin Egan. Big moment for Roscommon. They need to take it. And she was hooked, was Caitlin Egan. 2 defenders back. And Fowles gives a penalty. It's a penalty for Roscommon. Caitlin Egan infringed, fouled as it was in the end. We thought it was a hook first. Roscommon, a big moment, Ivan. This is one that they need.
Absolutely. I think this is almost, you don't say it's almost game here. If you miss it, it's very hard to come back from 10 points down, and it's the psychological blow of a missed penalty. But they definitely still have a chance. It's great. We said to Caitlin Egan needed to come more into it. It was super work from Rachel Fitzmaurice too on the wing. Just broke perfectly for her. So huge moments in this game, and Orla Connolly now has a real chance to give Roscommon a lifeline.
It's the 15th minute of the second half here in Kingspan Breffni Park in Cavan. 3-16 to 15 points. Orla Connolly against Kerry Devlin. A big moment if you're a Roscommon supporter. The shot, a save from the Armagh goalkeeper Kerry Devlin. The danger's not averted there. Caitlin Egan is the top of the goal. It's a goal, and Rachel Fitzmaurice that got the goal. It's a goal for Roscommon. The ball was bouncing around everywhere, and it was the captain of Roscommon, Rachel Fitzmaurice, that got the all-important touch, Ivan.
Yeah, it's a great finish. That's what you talk about, a poacher's instinct following up. Great work there, and we see Alana Sutton's coming off for Roscommon. They're bringing in Una Kelly. So big decision there, but I suppose for Roscommon that's a big boost now. If they can get the next score, make this a 2-score game, then you can start asking some questions.
Ask some questions. Ciara Hayes was an excellent save from Kerry Devlin at the start from the penalty. It was just Roscommon reacted quickest.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Actually, I was disappointed how slow the Armagh defence was to react to Kerry's save. Roscommon was in far quicker, and they got the reward for it. So they're closing the gap.
7 points between the teams. The next score is crucial. If Roscommon can get it, it's back to a 6-point ball game. And Rachel Fitzmaurice, a leading light for Roscommon Camogie for over a decade, has the ball, gives the pass inside for Anya O'Mara. Anya O'Mara with the shot. It's not the time you wanted to have your second wide of the game, but that's the case for Roscommon. Armagh have been warming up players, haven't gone to the bench just yet. Roscommon have brought in the reinforcements. We are inside the final quarter of this game, and Roscommon have played themselves in the game. 2-4 to no score at the start of the half for Armagh. Roscommon have outscored them 1-3 to a point over the last 10 minutes. And I have a funny feeling we have another couple of quarters in this half before this game comes to an end.
Yeah, I think Roscommon would be disappointed there. They didn't get that advantage free. Rachel was given the advantage, and then he kind of let her take a shot, and I thought he would have pulled it back, so they'll be disappointed with that. I do think Rachel's coming into this game seriously. So they really need to get, like, Alana's on her there, and she needs to really get to grips with her, because we know how good Rachel Fitzmaurice is.
Yeah, it's a battle there. We're watching Alana McEntee certainly start of the second half. Rachel Fitzmaurice had influential periods in the first half, starting to get back into it there as well, and nearly to help another score. And speaking the two there on your screen, the Armagh number 7, Alana McEntee, the Roscommon number 10, Rachel Fitzmaurice. It's McEntee with the clearance, but only as far as Sarah Dooley. She's been fouled in the process, and it's going to be a free for Roscommon. It's taken very, very quickly from the hands. This is Anya O'Mara. Anya O'Mara trying to bring it up there, gives the options there. She probably picked the wrong one. Two Roscommon players. She spotted the Armagh jersey, and the break falls for Emer O'Kane. And Emer O'Kane will send the ball down in towards the attack. And now can Armagh punish Roscommon for not taking advantage of that opportunity? Sinead Quinn has been punishing Roscommon all over the field. She sends, I think the plan was to pick out Rachel Traynor. It just goes out over the line again as Roscommon are enjoying the momentum. Armagh are still 1 or 2 scores away from wrapping this up.
Absolutely, yeah. I think Armagh needs to settle a wee bit more here, because they're starting to panic now that Roscommon has come back at them, and Roscommon has all the momentum here.
All the momentum, and again to repeat the point I was saying, the next score is so critical. A big difference between 6 and 7. Caitlin Egan with the ball for Roscommon, surrounded by 2 defenders. The referee happy enough to play things on. You can hear the supporters in the background. They're really enjoying this Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie semi-final. And a game that looked done and dusted is anything but, as action is happening on the Armagh 20-metre line. Hazel Kelly is there for Roscommon, tries to get out in a bit of space there, looking for support. Armagh getting bodies in there to Emer O'Kane, got a touch in that. And this is Nee Falker on the 45-metre line, sending it down towards the right, and Grace Garrity cuts it out there, and she had to cut it out because there was a lot of space behind her. If she didn't, down the field again, will Hazel Kelly get another go? Bodies are lining up. This is Orla Connolly. The advantage is with Roscommon. Orla Connolly gets a free shot, and Orla Connolly puts the ball over the bar. Ivan Smith, it is back to a 6-point ball game, and we could be in for a roller coaster the last 12 minutes.
Yeah, in fairness to Roscommon, I know they fell away against Armagh in the championship. They're not falling away here. This is but this is real battling stuff from them. They've outscored Armagh 1-3 to a point in the last 13 minutes, so that's a big boost for them now. It's just they are going to need another goal, maybe even another two. But it's no swing now. Roscommon are starting to get a few frees. They've probably been unlucky twice not actually to have the play brought back for the free, but if you're winning them, I think it's a good sign. But Armagh still have that threat. It's just all about the middle third, winning that and keeping the pressure on.
Orla Connolly to take the free for Roscommon on her own 65-metre line. The referee wasn't ready because Armagh are going to make their first change, and Emer McGeary, Ciara, who didn't get to start this game, she comes on for Ciara Gagan.
Yeah, Emer McGeary was just unlucky to not get a start for Armagh. Like I've watched Armagh all year, and she's a serious threat, serious pace, a very young player. But look, it's good to have somebody like that come off the bench. When you're up against it, and Roscommon's coming back at you. So I think Emer will do a great job here when she comes on.
Yeah, Armagh still have plenty more options as well before the end of this game, and no doubt they'll plan to use them there. But Ciara Gagan gets a round of applause from her manager. The free has gone in for Orla Connolly. It's batted out by Armagh. They had to get it away out to the 20-metre line. Again, teams from both counties throwing themselves in there, trying to get touches, trying to get scores. 6 points between the teams, and Roscommon have possession. It comes back. This will be an opportunity for Rachel Fitzmaurice. Kerry Devlin knocked it down. It's gone out for a 45. Again, in the sun like this, we've seen it already in the match. Very difficult balls to deal with.
Absolutely, Kerry done well there, but again, Armagh defence is a little slow to react there. Once again, the number 14, Anya O'Meara for Roscommon was right in there if that ball had broke. So Armagh just needs to be, on their toes here because a goal threat is imminent.
Goal threat is imminent. One more, as Ivan said there, and all of a sudden we have a grandstand finish just inside the final 10 minutes. Armagh 3-16, Roscommon 1-16, Orla Connolly with the 45. Looks like he's going to send it over the bar. She does send it over the bar, and all of a sudden, Ivan, there was 12 between them at one stage. We're back to 5.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Armagh brought on Emer McGeary. She's dropped back, so Armagh are going with the two-player inside line. And I think Roscommon are still trying to decide what to do with Michelle Rogers here. They're going to keep her spare, I think, for the minute. It seems to be the indication. But she is pushing up still to try and get involved in that middle third battle.
Emer McGeary sends the ball in towards the attack. Katie Convey trying to get on the end of it there as well, but it's Sinead Quinn. Sinead Quinn, a player capable of wrapping the game up, turns on the left hand side, goes for the shot. It's an important point, Ciara, again, just to break a bit of momentum. And Sinead Quinn, the player that's done that when required.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want a player to get you a score, it's you go looking for the likes of Sinead. So look, that was good. Armagh needed that score.
There's 1 point between them in the other semi-final. Kildare 1-9, Cavan 1-8. That's the latest score. We're watching Grace Garrity here for Roscommon. Gives the pass forward. Roscommon trying to weave away inside the 40-metre arc. They're lining up. Orla Connolly. Orla Connolly has support. Two options out on the left. She picks the second option in the effort at the post from Hazel Kelly. And it's gone to the right and wide. Like, when you look at the shooting here, Ciara, only 4 wides Armagh, 3 Roscommon. The way I have it. Yes, we groan any time there's a miss.
Absolutely, and I think both teams know now they can't be affording to take those misses because you need every score you can take here in this game.
Armagh to restart the action and send down towards the attack, and Sinead Quinn again takes the possession, goes for the shot, and Sinead Quinn, it's gone over the bar. Well, if there was a score that typified the influence of the Armagh number 14 in this game, that was a great clearance, it has to be said. Takes him to Sky, turns, gets a bit of space, puts it over.
Yeah, look, it was exactly what Armagh needed. A short ball out from Kerry Devlin. Emer Hayes plays the ball up. Sinead Quinn, simple score, and just exactly what Armagh needs.
Rachel Traynor with another one out on the right, and that one goes out to the left and wide. 7 between the teams, just over 7 minutes of normal time remaining. Armagh 3-18, Roscommon 1-17. Are Armagh going back to Croke Park, or is there a twist in for Roscommon in the final moments? Orla Connolly has done everything she can for Roscommon in this game, and she'll send the ball down the field, but the touch just wouldn't hold for Una Kelly with the ball, and it's going to be Armagh to restart the action, and they'll happily slow this down now at this stage and wait for official instruction. Are we having any more changes? The officials are communicating with each other. Now, I'm not too sure if something happened off the ball because the referee is walking down in the direction of the umpires. So we were following the play here, but you could see straight away, Ciara, that they were communicating with each other, the officials, and now the referee is going down to talk to an umpire. Ivan, Ciara, I don't know if either of you saw anything?
No, saw nothing, so it'll be interesting to see what's happening here.
Well, this is the moment here anyway. The umpires definitely sharing some information.
It takes all 3 sets of eyes for us to see everything that's happening on this pitch anyway. So neither of us have a chance to go looking at either umpires now.
And I think with the 4 officials that were involved in that decision, none of them saw anything either. So as play as we started, Maeve O'Hara, and we started the action with Roscommon breaking the ball down here, and Orla Conley in the middle of it there as well. But it's the number 9 for Armagh, Ciara Hill. We thought she was coming out with that ball. She probably spotted a bunch of yellow jerseys and said, I'll think better about that. Roscommon, like a rugby scrum, like a rugby maul, are moving the ball up the field. But this time it is Fianna Loughran with the ball. The referee has blown for a foul. It's an Armagh foul. They had to work hard for that, Ciara, but they did work hard for it.
Yeah, I suppose. So they did have to work hard. That ball could have went anywhere, and look, Armagh will be happy to come out with that as well. It kind of kills the game for that maybe 30 seconds just to kind of reset again and go again. So yeah, Armagh will be happy with that.
So Emer Hayes sends the ball down towards the direction of Rachel Traynor, and Rachel Traynor goes to the ground there, and Hussey keeping tight with her, but Armagh hold on to possession. Just over 5 minutes of normal time remaining. Karina Doyle, we were worried about her at half time, and then she got 1-1. This is the start of the second half, and here comes Karina Doyle on the move again. Karina Doyle, will she go for the score? She will go for the score, but she's hit it wide. And we're going back for a free nonetheless. And you breathed a sigh of relief there.
I did. Look, that should have been a score. Karina know that herself. That was a bad miss. But look, we'll go back for the free. We'll take it. And I've no doubt Rachel will pop this over the bar.
7 points still between the teams. An 8-1 there. And you start to think there's 1 foot going to Croke Park. Armagh. Cavan have scored a second goal in the other game with 10 minutes to go. It's Cavan 2-9. Kildare 1-9. Still a lot to be played there. A lot to be played here. Rachel Traynor, again, using her experience, taking her time, getting herself ready. She knows how important this will be. If this goes over the bar, her team 8 points in front in an All-Ireland Camogie semi-final. Goes for the free. The umpires, this time they've nodded at each other, they're happy. It's gone over the bar, and Rachel Traynor steps up cool and composed when needed. 3-19 to 117.
Absolutely, never any doubt with Rachel. She's superb from a dead ball, so she'll be happy with that.
I think Ivan's prophecy of Roscommon needing 2 goals will come true definitely. Now it's hard to see where 1-5 will be enough to get in the closing moments of this game if you're a Roscommon supporter, but it's Armagh with the ball, and it's Maeve O'Hare who's quietly done her work efficiently over the course of the game. A high challenge has gone in for Emer Hayes. Again, Roscommon need to keep their heads, and we're going to have, is it Caitlin Egan, Ivan, having a word with the match official?
Yeah, I suppose just a bit overzealous there, probably, in fairness to Caitlin's first year on the panel, just probably that bit of inexperience telling there, probably looking at a yellow card. You could see there's no malice on it, but it was head hot, it was, shall we say, around the neck anyway, so probably the correct call anyway.
I was going to say there just I see Armagh has brought Emer Hayes back to sweep here, so they have for the last 5 minutes. Again, like I said, she's naturally a defender who started out in the half-forward line, so this will be perfect for Emer. That's what she's used to doing, and again, that's her won that ball there. So look, that's exactly, it's playing into Armagh's hands, exactly what they want. They'll be happy with that.
Well, that's exactly it. They are in control of this game here now, unless Roscommon can get a magic moment very, very quickly and get themselves back in the contest. Of course, it's not over until the final whistle. 3 minutes of normal time remaining. Armagh 3-19, Roscommon 117, and Ciara Hill has really been growing in influence over the last 5 or 10 minutes. Find her midfield partner, Katie Convey, down the field, but only as far as the Roscommon players. And Erin McDermott moving up the field for Roscommon. And she does move up. She got a point in one of those ones. Was the other number 5, Emer O'Kane, that gets the touch. Roscommon are not done with this ball yet. Erin McDermott is not done with this ball. Wins it, sends it down in towards the attack, and Roscommon need to get in there. Caitlin Egan, as he mentioned, Ivan mentioned her debut this season, the panel, but she did play in an Ashburn Cup final for UCD, and one of the many good young talents coming through in Roscommon Camogie. You know that we'll see them in plenty of All-Ireland semi-finals and a few finals in the years to come. Rachel Fitzmaurice sends the ball down towards the goal. Kerry Devlin says thank you very much and sends it back out the field again, but only as far as Michelle Rogers for Roscommon, moving towards the 45-metre line. The referee has the hand out, and for Roscommon they have the advantage. They're going backwards. I'd say we'll go back for the free. There's another foul committed. Rachel Fitzmaurice though doesn't want to wait for a free, tried to offload the ball. Great interception from Alana McEntee. It won't matter, Ivan. It's going back for a free for Roscommon.
Yeah, and it's one, you asked the question of do you take your point or do you drop it in? Because I suppose with an 8-point game I'd nearly be tempted to say drop it.
I think we're to drop it in now.
I think you're at the drop it in stage and hit the big players inside and see what you can do. but I suppose like Roscommon, they've done. I suppose they were shaking the middle third the first 10 minutes. They've done well there since, and you could start to see they're starting to get these frees. So
Orla Connolly sends the ball in, just left it enough, it travels over the bar. It was just there enough to get a touch on it, but either way, it's gone over the bar. It's still back to 7 points, 118 to 319.
Yeah, I think that's Orla Connolly's 9th point of the day. I think I have her for 9. So she's been absolutely superb, in fairness, for Roscommon. Stood up, got their last 3 points in the contest. And she's doing a lot from open play too.
Rachel Fitzmaurice with the ball there, tries to offload it to the red helmet of Hazel Kelly, but Armagh just getting the bodies in again. Alana McEntee, I think, was involved in that, not for the first time in this second half. And here comes Emer McGarry. Emer McGarry for Armagh. We've 30 seconds of normal time remaining, sending it across to Rachel Traynor. Didn't get it the first touch there, and Hussey was keeping very, very tight. And there's Sinead Quinn is in the middle of that there as well. Armagh know one more score, and that's definitely game, set, match. If they're not there already, they're certainly a match point. But Anna Hussey brings it out as far as Sarah Dooley, and Sarah Dooley coming up towards that 65-metre line for Roscommon, launches a long ball in towards the attack, and this might be the moment. It's 2-1, but it wouldn't come for them. And Gemma McCann, as she's done all afternoon, just sat there waited for the ball. She knew where to be. It might go over the line, the far side of the field, Ciara, but that was good defending from the fullback.
It was good defending, yeah. It would have been it would have been a bit tight there for if Roscommon had to get inside there for a goal. So look, that was good defending from Gemma.
4 minutes of injury time have been called by the match official. Roscommon are going to get a free in here, and 7 points between the teams. They will need 2 goals. They certainly need to get a point here, if not anything major, to get themselves back to that 6-point ball game. They're up against it has to be said, but we'll watch Orla Connolly sending it in there. Who'll get the chance to go? It's a goal for Roscommon. We're watching all the other players. And Ciara, we get your thoughts on that first. It was Orla Connolly that sent it into the back of the net.
Yeah, of course it was Orla Connolly, a massive driving force for Roscommon. Look, Armagh will be disappointed with that. At the end of the day, you can't be letting those goals go in, from a dead ball. So they should have been watching that. So they'll be disappointed. But let's see how they respond here.
Let's see how they respond. Ivan Smith, your thoughts on that? We were watching everyone else by Orla.
Yeah, huge passage of play coming up here. Sinead Quinn has come up clutch so many times today and does so well to get her hands on the ball. This should help Armagh at least kill the clock or play the game where they want to play. But if Roscommon can get the next score, even a point, it really sets up a grandstand finish.
Again, the next score is critical, and as you mentioned, Armagh on the attack. Lee Falker involved there as well. As the referee, 2 players have collided, and the referee he was walking away, so it might be indicating a Roscommon ball, but we're going to have a hold up and play. Orla Connolly is one of the players down the ground for Roscommon. Armagh also have a player on the ground. It's given us a chance, Ciara, to catch our breath before what will be certainly a roller coaster 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's been helter-skelter here, so it has, absolutely helter-skelter. And look, Roscommon, hats off to them. They, as Ivan said, in the league final, they kind of just fell away from Armagh and just kind of let Armagh rule the roost. But this, they've literally took it to the wire here with them today. So they have, fair play to Roscommon.
Yeah, when you're just looking at the score, there was 3:15 to 12 points on the 36th minute, and now it's 3:19 to 2:18. And the referee had been walking away, so I'm under the impression this is going to be a Roscommon restart.
Yeah, I think it's a Roscommon free. I think Katie Convey pushed the Roscommon. I think it was it Orla Connolly maybe in the back there. So I do expect it to be a free out for Roscommon.
Katie Convey has worked so hard around the middle of the park for Armagh in this game as well, as both players are sitting up, which is encouraging. And we can just see there now that they're receiving treatment, and the clock will be stopped by the match official. Ours will continue ticking away. As Katie Convey is back on the field of play. Orla Connolly is back on her feet as well, I should say. And here we go there now. If you're all at home enjoying this game, strap in, because we won't have a roller coaster finish. Cavan 2-11, Kildare 1-9 is the latest score in the other game in the Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie semi-final. You just feel Ciara Armagh 1 score away from finally getting the job done, but they're going to have to earn it.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to, break down this ball coming in here, because if Roscommon get another score here, there's going to be a serious final 1 minute as we talk about. I see Katie Convey picked up a yellow card there for that tackle, so this will be very interesting. This
Very, very interesting. You saw the yellow card on your screen. And here we go. We played 3.5 minutes, but we've been held up for at least 2 minutes with that. So we assume there's another 2 or 3 minutes to go. As Grace Garrity restarts the action for Roscommon. Sends it down in towards the attack. Armagh and Ciara Hill get the touch. She good control there as well, but Caitlin Egan might have robbed it back. And Roscommon now trying to find a way to weave a score out of this. Armagh have taken it back again. You can see the orange jerseys coming back there in defence. And Fiona Loughlin just gets it away, but only as far as Orla Connie. I thought she might go for a score straight away. She tries to go in a couple of yards there, cut out again. It's back with Orla. Orla Connie has won the free, gives it to Sarah Dooley. Sarah Dooley knew they needed something, and Sarah Dooley put it over the bar. It's a 3-point ball game. Ivan Smith, you said if this gets down to a 3-point ball game, what a finish we'll have.
Oh, what a finish we have. And the great thing is we actually don't know how much time is left. We played the 4 minutes, but there's going to be at least another minute, you imagine, for that stoppage. So Roscommon needs possession here. Armagh just need to keep it away from their own goal.
Armagh still go one score away from wrapping this up. Sinead Quinn is the player with the ball. Sinead Quinn moving down there now. Can she finish this off? Gives it across to Rachel Traynor. She dropped the ball, but she get it over the line. It's a goal! It's a goal for Armagh. And surely now, game, set and match. Ciara Hayes, Armagh have finally stamped their ticket to Croke Park.
Oh, thank God. I was sweating buckets there. Yes, that was going to be a tight finish. But look, what a response. Sinead could have very easily put that ball over the bar. But of course, Sinead, goal hungry, pops it over, seen Rachel Murray off her line, and goal it was.
What a finish it was there as well, because they needed it. And again, Sinead Quinn, and many times we talked about her involved in the move there. Rachel might have needed a couple of touches, but again, she never panicked and got the couple of touches to get the goal.
Absolutely, yeah, no bother to Rachel. Yeah, it's great. She's got a great tally up today, so she'll be delighted with her performance too.
So they've scrambled for possession outside the 45-metre line. I was guessing an extra 2 minutes on top of the 4. There's surely not time for Roscommon to save this game, but they won't give up until the final whistle goes. Sarah Dooley has grown into this game as it went on there as well. Finds a teammate, they move it towards the middle of the park, but Armagh are just getting their players in the right positions and have taken back possession and will send it down the far side of the field, as Ivan said earlier on. Just keep it down where they want to play it. It's crossed by Emer McGeary. Emer McGeary will send it across to Rachel Traynor. With all the excitement in this game, you'll forget that Rachel Traynor is on a hat-trick. She has 2 goals in this game, and she's won a free that no doubt she will take herself. And you'd imagine this could well, Ciara, be the last bit of action in this match.
Yeah, I think so. Just looking at the clock, like we said, we don't really know how long there was in that stoppage, but I would say this will probably, yeah, there we go.
The referee wasn't even going to wait for the free. It's all over. Armagh have beaten Roscommon by 4-19 to 2-19. The result doesn't even begin to tell the story of what I have to say is one of the most enjoyable camogie matches I have witnessed in quite some time. First things first, Ciara Hayes, your overall thoughts on the game?
Yeah, absolutely delighted with that performance. You know, I think coming into this game, as say Armagh were obviously the favourites, but look, they knew themselves they weren't going to take Roscommon for granted, and you know, you take one game at a time, and look, they're back where they want to be, is in Croke Park.
Yeah. Just checking there with the officials there as well to make sure everyone's happy with that. We won't say the name just yet, if that's okay. Ivan, what you got to give us your overall thoughts on the game?
Yeah, first of all, I think Armagh deserved the victory, and we wish them all the best of luck in Croke Park. But I thought Roscommon were tremendous today. It's probably their best display of the year, ironically. And I know it'll sting with the fact they came up short, but I think there's a lot they can build on for the future. A lot of young players came in this year. You see your Caitlin Egan's, your Anna Hussies, they'll only benefit tenfold from that experience. But I think it just shows Armagh have been together a while. Roscommon are closing that gap all the time, as we say. But credit to Armagh, I thought Sinead Quinn was outstanding. Rachel Traynor took her goals well. But throughout the field, I think both teams really showed the way camogie should be played, and I think it was just a tremendous game. Best of luck to Armagh in the final. That was really enjoyable.
Just before we finish up, Ivan, we'll give Ciara the final word, and she can name the Glen Dimplex player of the match as well. But for yourself, the Roscommon players that impressed you, and also the 2-part question, 2-19. If you were driving up here today and were told the Roscommon would score 2-19, you'd already be booking a hotel for Croke Park.
If you said 2-19, you'd be saying, how do we get to Croke Park? So, but I thought Orla Connie was Roscommon's best player. She was tremendous. I think I had her for 1-9. It was hard keeping track of what she had at times. Sarah Dooley really came into it after the first quarter. Rachel Fitzmaurice had a big second half. Look at Grace Garrity, centre back, I thought did well. And Hussey actually had good moments against Rachel Traynor too. I think it was just tough because Rachel is obviously such a quality operator. But Erin McDermott as well got a point and really battled. So I thought there was no weak link there. I just think Armagh probably just that bit more experience, and I think that experience probably just told in the end.
Ivan, thanks a million for that. We're going to give the final word here to Ciara Hayes. Ciara, again, a two-part question. Back in Croke Park for Armagh, so important after the disappointment of the Laois game last year. We'll find out who the opponents are in a bit. Cavan are leading Kildare by 5 points, 2-11 to 1-9. They are deep in injury time, so it's likely to be Cavan. That's a game we look forward to in a couple of weeks' time. And then the Armagh players can impress you, and then you can officially, well, I think the announcer's going to beat you in this, but you can, for our viewers at home, you can name the Glen Dimplex player of the match.
Yeah, we went for, as you heard there, Sinead Quinn, number 14, was player of the match. But look, I think across the board there, like coming out of defence, Emer O'Kane I thought was excellent at times. Katie Convey, number 8 for Armagh, just worked her socks off all day and got forward and defended. Rachel Traynor, like, we can't take away from what she scored either. Superb. Sinead Quinn, Emer Hayes, and Emer McGeary coming on there as well. You could see the threat that she posed as well. So look, Armagh will be happy, they'll be delighted. But as Ivan says, fair play to Roscommon, as I say, from coming where they were to now, they'll be the team to watch out for next year.
Well, it was a great spectacle here today, and I believe have we results there in the other game. Indeed, Cavan have beaten Kildare by 2-12 to 1-9. So the Glen Dimplex All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie Final for 2026 will be Armagh against Cavan, and that will take place in Croke Park in Dublin on August the 9th as part of a triple header, and we are going to look forward to that. Our thanks to Ciara Hayes and to Ivan Smith for joining myself, Darren Kelly, here in the commentary box. Do not go away. We're going to get reaction from the Glen Dimplex player of the match, Sinead Quinn, and also the Armagh manager, PJ O'Bullen, in just a couple of moments. And there's more live camogie coming up here in Kingspan Breffni Park. We have the intermediate semi-final between Antrim and Meath. That's happening very, very shortly. But with that being said, at the end of the day, as you can see them on your screen, Armagh are through to the All-Ireland final. Armagh 4-19, Roscommon 2-19. Thank you very much and welcome back here to Kingspan Breffni Park in Cavan, and we'll have the Armagh manager PJ O'Mullen in just a moment, and the player of the match, Sinead Quinn. She sees me here there already carrying one trophy, and Sinead, I was given something to give to you earlier on, so I'm going to get PJ to present this to you as well. This is from the sponsors Glen Dimplex, so it'll be something to listen to in the bus on the way home, so congratulations, we get another picture there as well. So Sinead, we'll start with yourself there. First things first, I believe a birthday coming up this week, and what a way to celebrate going back to Croke Park.
Okay, it's great. I think we're just delighted we got over the line today. But we played Roscommon there a couple of times this year, so we knew they were going to be a very, very good team, and I think we're just happy to get back to Croke Park because it's one of the main aims since the start of the year.
What was it like playing out there? Because that was a game with so many twists and turns, big moments, big scores, but it looked relentless.
Yeah, it's very tough. Even in playing in that weather, again, we just knew there was going to be such a tough game, and everyone just tried their best and just threw all at it. So, yeah, we're just delighted.
I could talk to you about the different scores, the different plays. We could be here for half an hour. I won't do that. But first, you were going for a point. You were trying to do your job up and full forward. What was going through your mind when the first one landed into the corner of the net?
To be honest, I was just going for a point to get the score on the board. But yeah, I think PJ's played us all year. We just need to keep popping them over and the goals to come. And I think everyone just tried to do the right thing today, especially up front. And we've got a good score there on the board. So yeah, we're just happy with that.
I think what impresses for both teams, but even especially with Armagh, was the selfless play, because you were trying to find each other, trying to create attacks. 419 is an impressive total anyway, but a lot of work to be done in defence to set those up. The second goal for Rachel there, we were actually given out saying you should go for the score yourself, but you knew what you were doing.
Yeah, sometimes probably get a bit caught away, just put my head down and just running. So we've been working on it in training, and you sort of expect someone else to be there in the right position, so you just have to trust the girls around you, and then hopefully the score comes off it.
It was a game we have to give Roscommon their due. They just kept coming back. Every time we looked like you had them done, they kept coming back. How relieved were you when Rachel got that final goal over the line?
Okay, definitely so relieved. You don't know with Roscommon and a lot of the teams in this division. Some of the scores they were taking up there was score after score, and they were very well taken scores. They had very little wides themselves. So yeah, I think you just had to be a bit patient, and we knew the ball was going to come back up for another score. So just happy with that.
Finally, before I let you go, back in Croke Park, back where you wanted to be. Cavan, we do believe in the opponents. I think Cavan got over the line by 5 points against Kildare just before we came down to you as well. Your first thoughts?
Yeah, I suppose it doesn't really matter who we play at the end of the day. We know ourselves, we have a lot of work to do. Definitely a big positive was just getting over the line here today, and we have another 3 weeks, so we'll just get the head down, work hard, and yeah, we're just delighted to get back, so all the hard work's to be done.
Well, Sinead, you're deserving Glen Dimplex player of the match. Hope you enjoyed the music on the way home and everything. We'll see you in Croke Park. We'll let you go celebrate with your team. PJ, you just come over and just face yourself slightly there as well. And even as I said to Sinead there first, Cavan, it's confirmed they made hard work of beating Kildare, but they got over the line. Your first thoughts in an All-Ireland final rematch against the only team to beat you this year?
Yeah, well, as I think Sinead alluded to there, it doesn't really matter who we're playing. It happens to be Cavan now. So look, we played them here in the round robin, and they beat us fair and square, beat us out the gate, in fairness to them. So they'll probably go in as favourites and good favourites. But look, we'll have to try and get a few things right ourselves. Our scoreline today was good. I think that was a great advert for Camogie today. I think any time you go to a match, there's 45 scores. It's amazing, and it's credit to both teams. So look, we'll prepare for Cavan accordingly. We'll enjoy tonight, and we'll get back at it during the week.
It definitely was a great advertisement for Camogie, but what was it like watching it down there? Because there were so many twists.
Well, look, we prepared diligently for Roscommon. We knew what they were going to bring to it today. They're probably sick at the sight of us. We talked very much about complacency because we beat them 3 times already this year, and their ladies footballers won a football match last night, and they had a bit of momentum coming behind them. The last game they played Cavan, were 12 points up at the time, so we know how good a team Roscommon are. We had to dig deep today to get the result, and the good thing is our players are fit to dig deep. The last day we played Wicklow, which with all due respects to Wicklow, wasn't really a test, so we got a test today. We came through the test, and if we play as well the next day, going down the straight, I think we'll still be there.
Before we talk about the overall plan, of course, 419, as you said, there what an impressive tally. And look, people like Sinead Quinn, rightfully so, Rachel Traynor, other players will get the headlines before their contribution in this game. First question on Sinead's performance, not just was it the score she got, but at moments when you needed something, she was at least setting it up, if not getting it herself.
Well, we've been waiting on that performance all year from her, you know what I mean. She had a tough time earlier in the year, you know what I mean, but look, she's quality, you know, she would step onto any team in Ireland, so, you know, feed her the ball, the three inside people, the amount of ball they won, held up, scores, you know, I can't wait to see what scores, you know, all six forwards got, you know, it must be, you know, as I said, it must be all her scores, you know, and it might have been an odd one from midfield, but Katie Convey there maybe, but she's a quality player, she's playing with quality players, and we'll just try and keep her fit and fresh for the next day and see where it takes us.
What were your thoughts at half time? You were in front, 111 to 12 points. Look, even the breeze here wouldn't be a match decisive anyway, but it was going to be a factor to a small degree. You knew you needed a good start to the second half.
Well, we didn't start at all, if the truth be told. There was a few choice words. You know, the players knew themselves. I said a few things. We pointed them in the right direction. We looked at what we were doing wrong. And but the girls knew what they were doing wrong. And they just said, here, if we're going to go out, at least go out and, well, not in a whimper, you know, just lie down. Our tackling was poor. I think everything Roscommon hit in the first half went over the bar. I think they had 12 from 12. They had no wides. So, that's a phenomenal stat. So, you know, we were out behind. We weren't getting to the break ball. We weren't tackling hard enough. We weren't hungry enough. The girls knew that. So, just a wee bit of chat at half time. And thankfully it worked the oracle. And they did. They come out all guns blazing. I think they scored maybe 2-3, 2-4 off. Yeah, you know what I mean? So,
and not just that as well. Granted, one ball might have dropped down there, but we were concerned about Karina Doyle at half time. Obviously, you got working on her quick enough in the dressing room. She came out there hitting 1-1 in the early stages, including the first point, and set the tone for that third quarter.
Well, that was it. I have to give credit to the backroom team there, the physio, Maria. She said, look, no, she's good to go. Medically, she's sound. And Karina wasn't happy with her first half performance. She says, I'm not going off here. I'm going back on. And that's what I wanted to hear as a manager. You want to hear that your players are good to go. And, you know, you said she set the tone, and coming out of the change room, I knew she was going to set the tone. So you could she was nearly taking the door of the hinges. So that's the way it goes, you know. And look, the good thing was that the players rode in behind it, you know what I mean. And we all pushed on together. So look, you win together, you lose together. We won today. We're looking forward now. It's great to have an All-Ireland final to look forward to, and that's what we'll do. We'll look forward to it.
PJ, two quick questions before I let you go. As I know there's another game coming up here as well. Even though you can see the 2-19, you'll work on things like that, but your defence cut out an awful lot of scoring opportunities as well. They worked hard throughout the game, and especially in that final quarter when the pressure was really on.
Yeah, look, the big thing we knew about Roscommon is they like to run at you and run at you and run at you, and that's been a great asset they've had all year. And every time they've done it against us, you know, it's not that we struggle, but you have to work hard and work harder. We brought Emer Hayes back as a sweeper for the last 10 minutes there, and it just, you know, the goal they got came from 50 yards, maybe it dropped into the net. So they were getting shots away, but they were going over and over, and we were happy enough with that there. So the defence as a unit all year has been excellent. I think we maybe conceded the least in the whole competition. So maybe not after today, but
no, but they worked hard. In fairness, under an awful lot of pressure. Finally, we talked about Cavan, but it's Croke Park, Armagh are back exactly where you wanted to be after the disappointment of last year against Laois.
Yeah, look, the people don't understand how good Laois were last year. I think they're playing in the intermediate semi-final today, and with a great chance. So with a couple of minutes to go in last year's final, we were 2 down. We'd stuck with them, but I said to Killian last year, I didn't think we were ready. You know, this group's a year more down the line now. We know a wee bit more about them. They'll be ready the next day and they'll give it their best shot, you know what I mean? And if they do that there, they'll be close.
Well, listen, they look ready at the moment. You're there, the most important thing. PJ, congratulations and well done to your team, and best of luck in the All-Ireland final against Cavan.
Thanks very much.
So that's the Armagh manager, PJ O'Mullen, and beforehand you heard from the Glen Dimplex player of the match, Sinead Quinn. As you can see here as well, don't go away because we have another big game for you live on the Camogie Association YouTube page, and that is Meath against Antrim in the Glen Dimplex Intermediate Camogie semi-final. But our first game of our double header here in Kingsman Breffni Park, and it's Armagh who are going through to the All-Ireland final. You might have heard from the announcer, confirmed it'll be Armagh against Cavan in 2 weeks' time. That's a game 3 weeks' time actually. That's a game we will look forward to. First game here at the Glen Dimplex Premier Junior Camogie semi-final. Hard luck to Roscommon, but congratulations to Armagh. They were the victors in a thrilling contest, and it finished Armagh 4-19, Roscommon 2-19.